gang, it's AJ Allen from Dad Jobs. I'm a dad doing jobs around the house, but it doesn't mean that moms can't do them too. So today I'm going to be switching out an old light ballast in this closet for a new LED ballast. So we actually had a small fire in our office here that was a piece of my camera equipment that I was charging overnight. Fire is all good, essentially just a lot of smoke. So we went through a big thing with a good restoration company, insurance and everything, got the room cleaned up, but essentially, not sure, but the smoke may have damaged the ballast, and I'll show you that right now the light isn't kicking on. It was having some issues initially, and then now it only like faintly comes on. So I have tested an LED bulb for the ballast. I switched the bulb and put an LED bulb in the ballast, still doing the same thing. I switched out 2 of the components, but before I switched out the main component, the main ballast, transfers the power to the bulb. It was about just another 10 bucks more to do a full LED ballast. So that's what I decided to do, a little more long-term investment. So I'm going to show you what it's doing currently and then what we're going to place it with. So let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm going to flip on the switch. You see, not really much light. It's on, but it is not on. It is just barely there. Actually, in the video, it actually kind of looks like it's a little more on, but obviously you can see there's not much light. You'll see the difference when I fix it and how much light should be in here. So anyways, I already took off the cover, which you can see, and this is a new LED bulb that can go in a ballast, an older ballast. Like, it just has the same 2 prongs that go in there, and I've used them at a couple other spots in the house and they work great. But this bulb and the old bulb, I tried the old bulb again and it still is not working. So essentially what I did was I took and replaced these because I thought maybe some smoke got in those and it was just, you know, dampening the effect and not letting the electricity get through. So those were not the answer. The next step was to replace this, the actual ballast power converter thing, and you know, it plugs in from the electrical coming in here, and I could do that and hopefully it would be fine. But I decided to switch out for a full LED light. It looks like this. I'll show it to you. Essentially, we're gonna take this one down, take these screws out, 1, 2, and disconnect this and just put up the new one. Shouldn't be too difficult, but I'll show you how it goes. All right, here we go. Okay guys, so I have this extra little work light here. So first step is to go turn off the electricity at the electrical box. So let's go do that. Mine is this one. Make sure you read your box and know which one you're turning on and off, but there you go, it's off. Got a 4-foot LED, and it says it's for like garages. Right here it says like 4 garages, warehouses, utility rooms, etc. But obviously should be a really good fit for this closet. It's not that difficult, but it should be very equivalent, more energy efficient. First we gotta uninstall the old one, so let's do that now. Also, before we get started, I don't know if you checked out any of the other videos, but we're doing a lot of videos and little things around the house, product reviews, things like that. It's a great channel, trying to grow it. It's powered by you guys. So if you can, give us a like and subscribe down below, and we'll get started on this one. So thanks, guys. Okay, guys. So now we're going to take this apart and get this disassembled or uninstalled. So I'm not a licensed electrician, again, just a dad doing jobs. So you can do this job though. If you prefer and not comfortable with it, please look into finding an electrician to help you out. So there is a cover that goes on this. It's actually right here. And it has these little clips that clip into here. So that was already installed. Pretty much just you pull down on them here. So first thing we're going to do is there's a white wire and a black wire. Those are the main ones coming in, and also there's a ground wire. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the white wire and the black wire. We're going to cover them up after we disconnect them so that the connections aren't exposed. So we're going to put the caps back on them. Tilt them to the side here for now. Make sure that you're covering up the ones coming from the ceiling. Obviously, if you were to touch this one and this one when there's power on, you're going to get shocked. Not good. Okay, so this is the one coming from the ceiling. I'm going to cover that up with the cap. We're good to go there. Now this ground wire is connected with a green screw up in here. I'm going to release the green screw, untie the ground wire, and that is the exposed wire here. So I have black, white, ground from the ceiling out. Next, we're going to take off these two screws holding up the ballast. You can see it's already coming loose. I fully loosen it. I'll take this one out too. So these ones have worked. These screws. Oh, this one came out away. So I'm going to assume that they are in studs, but if you want to double check to make sure, then you can use a stud finder. Okay, so these wires obviously have to go through here. There's a little hole, and you're left with the exposed wiring, or the ceiling wiring, and that is the uninstallation of the light ballast. So they did use drywall anchors here for the installation, so those should be sufficient. You know, these aren't very heavy. All right, let's get the new one, install it, and connect it. So, see you in a minute. Okay, so this is the light. It's a 4-foot LED ballast, as you can see. It's pretty good. I'm gonna just hope that the holes on the back actually line up. Otherwise, I'll have to drill some new holes. Okay, so this cover just kind of like pops off. It is already wired, connected. It did say you need some screws, but there are some holes with some slides. That's Leo in the room playing. So I'm going to see if these holes line up, and then we'll connect these wires. And these wires are the ones that are going to go to black, white, and then greens here. You know what? There's an extra little pop here for the wires to come in, the electric wires. So I'm going to pop that out. You can see it here. There's a little hole pop. So they're just usually held on by like two little pieces of metal, so you can just kind of like pry them out. Just a little back and forth motion until the metal gives. I got a nice hole for the electrical. Alright. I'm going to slide these electrical wires in so we can get a true look at the spacing of these holes. One, and oh, the second one is not there. I'm going to mark this hole. Should use my screwdriver. And I'm going to put in a new drywall anchor right there to hold it. I could drill a hole in the white. Well, Yeah, I guess I could drill a hole in the ballast, in the casing, and get it to line up, because it's literally just like a 1/4 of an inch off. Maybe I'll do that. Alright, I'm gonna extend that hole. See you in a minute. Alright guys, so this is the inside of the LED ballast. It does have its power box, the same as the other ones. This is where the electric is coming through from the ceiling. This is where the initial hole, or the left hole, lines up. But this hole is just on the other side of this hole. So I'm gonna drill a hole right here and make it bigger. Watch this. Ta-da! Okay, so I drilled a hole right next to it, and then I widened the hole that was right here and kind of like did it at an angle until I could get this little piece in the middle worn away or drilled away. So, you know, it took a few seconds, whatnot, but that should give me a little bit of room, a little bit of play, so that it's not, doesn't have to be exact, as long as it has some meat to grab onto while we're there. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, sorry, the last step, Leo is spelling out WandaVision because he's reading toys, but I did just clean up some of the metal shavings in here. I'll probably have to vacuum underneath, but you know, there were metal shavings here just to get that hole right. But now let's get this baby installed. All right, so here we go. Again, got the hole drilled out. I used a 13/64 bit, I believe, which should be big enough and sufficient behind the light. So I adjusted the light a little bit. Obviously I'm using one of these like little handheld work lights with a little stand. They work pretty good. Okay, so let's see, there's the 3/64 or 13/64 hole. Let's get these wires back through. There we go. Slide it up, making sure we got access. Looks like we're good. Okay. Just gonna get these screws hand started. I am right-handed, so doing this one left-handed is a little tricky. Okay, I'm gonna start with this one. Use my head to hold up the hanging light so it's not banging. Got it up there mostly. I'm not gonna super tighten it yet until we get this one in. There we go. That one's tight. Go back and tighten this one a tad bit. Just hand tightening. That sucker secure. Alright. So, next step, we're going to do the wiring. Pop this baby in. Make sure, or hopefully it works. Alright. So now that we got this thing mounted, it's secure. Let's start with this one, the ground. Oh, so yeah, this ground here. So it's a wire, it's not a ground. This wire ground goes to actually like a ground screw here. So this one we actually are going to, and if you need a little bit more of the meat here, you can obviously use a stripper to get a little bit more of the meat of the wire. You can see that. So these wires, they have a little bit of meat out, but not a ton. So I'm gonna get another cap, which this light came with. Just another orange cap, just like these ones. And I'll try and wrap this wire around the ground wire here a little bit. Again, there's not a lot of meat. Best thing is to use some needle nose pliers, gives you a little bit more control. and you push in and screw until you feel it like really tight. These are together. We'll tuck them up in there. Next we'll do black. Push. Always a good thing to push the opposite one away from you so you're not dealing with it. Put this right here. See if I can get a little bit more meat on this wire, or meat of the wire, by stripping a little bit of this. Got a little, you have like a little cutter on your needle nose down at the end. If you didn't know what that was for. And then you kind of like pull from that end. You need to cut a little bit more. The plastic rubber housing. Got a little bit. Get just a bit more. Again, you don't really have to do this part. You definitely don't want to close the cutter all the way, because then you'll cut the actual wire. Another way you can do it is take a little bit of a knife. See how I got this metal, or this rubber piece? I'm just cutting the rubber housing. A little bit easier if you have wire cutters, which mine are in the garage, so I did not get those. Alright, so now these are pretty good, equal length. We're going to use this, these needle nose to kind of twist them. Give them a twist, go clockwise with it, because that's righty-tighty, and that's the way that this is going to go on. So that way the wires are going in the same direction. So that's good. You can see this wire started turning this way because it's crimping the wires together and pulling it once it especially starts to get real tight. So that's good. Okay, real quick, I'm going to try and, so you can kind of like do a little spin, pull, try and get that extra little piece of cover off of the wire. Okay, so again, pretty good size. I'm gonna use our needle nose to wrap these wires together. Give them a little spin. Now the electrical wire is a heavier gauge, so it actually is not spinning with this wire. If you had the same gauge wire, or this wire that has like a bunch of threads, is what the light wire is like, and it would meld more as you twist. But this is good to go. And just do the same thing. Twist it till it's nice and tight. Nice and tight. So, I think these are good. Another good rule of thumb, just for a little bit of extra protection, take a little bit of black electrical tape and just cover these up a little bit, just so they don't get loose. There's no extra connection. Just like that. Just a couple inches. Start on the edge of the cap, kind of go down onto the wires and then back up. At least that's how I found to be pretty good. do the ground. All right, I think these are, so 1, 2, 3. And that is all the connections. So, we'll tuck these in here. Wow, those tuck nice. And we'll pop this on. Looks like maybe just double check all these connections that they didn't come loose as it was kind of like hanging. That's just a ground. I'll tuck these in. Make sure that we're not pinching those wires. It's just kind of get one side on and then push until you get the other side on. Nice. Okay. That's it. So we're going to go put the electric on at the box, and then we'll flip the switch and make sure it works. We'll see you in a minute. All right, coming back down, flipping the switch for power. There we go. Ta-da, we have light. Okay, that's the light we're looking for. See the difference in here? All right, looks good. On the video, it looks like it might be like pulsating, but it is not. I think that's just the video. When you take video of light or like your computer, you see that pulsating. So any which way, it is installed. Everything looks good, looks secure. Very easy installation. This product so far, I think I would definitely give it a thumbs up and recommend it. Again, I'll show you the box and everything, and I can turn this off and you can see the light. We have light. Here's the box. It is Metalux 4-foot LED, lineal LED, 2000 lumens. It's a 1 lamp and it can save you a lot of money. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I hope this helps. We're going to be doing a lot more product installations as well as product reviews to give you guys more information, because I'm a dad just doing jobs, and I know I go to YouTube to get information before I do a job, and it is a great source. So subscribe to Dad Jobs to get a great source for information, installation, and DIY around the house. We will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and leave a comment below if this helped you or helped you make a decision or whatever. See you guys soon. Thanks.